Restore Sports Therapy.
And I'm Shane from Active Edge Sports Therapy.
And today we're going to look at optimum recovery strategies for post-race. Okay, we're lucky that Shane is actually currently competing on the national stage for middle to long distance running. So as well as being a sports therapist, he's also got hands-on athlete knowledge of how he recovers best post-race and a few tips for runners.
So I've been running for 12 years, so hopefully some of the experience actually becoming used to a few people. Certainly in my clinic I try to give people as much advice as I can following a race. So hopefully we can share some of this knowledge between us both for you guys today, and hopefully you can pick up something that's going to help you recover post-race.
Okay, so like we said, we're going to look at your optimum recovery strategies post-race, and this can range from your beginner athlete that's just taken on their very first 10k right up to more elite athletes that are doing races week in, week out. And also we're looking at long distance as well as shorter distances.
Absolutely, yeah. So no matter who you are, one of the first things that's vital after a race that you've just done is to be conscious and listen to your body, listen to what it's telling you. So during the race, were there any aches and pains? After the race, what is hurting, what isn't hurting? Is it normal aching that you normally experience? Is it not? As Hannah mentioned, the event that you're doing can have a big influence. You're going to get much different response or different severity in responses from doing a 5k as you are to doing a marathon or an ultra marathon.
Also, how prepared you were going into the event as well. If you've just gone out there, done a couple of runs and gone and winged a half marathon, your body's going to feel a lot more different than if you actually had a complete, running program leading into that event. So
Absolutely.
There's a lot of factors to take on board when you're thinking about recovery and how you should feel.
Definitely. So we'll start with a few simple ones that you may overlook sometimes. One is hydration. Obviously you need to drink plenty. Your body will lose a lot of fluid during a race, and actually dehydration can also have an effect on some of the other methods that you might use to help recovery. So if you're not getting good enough blood flow because you're dehydrated, that's going to have an impact on other things. The other obvious one is to eat, and eat plenty. Try to eat something straight away afterwards, or at least within the first 30 minutes. Try to kind of help your glycogen stores recover as well as everything else. So pretty two straightforward ones. Everything else after this tends to be kind of active methods that you may or may not employ to help recovery. So following on from what I spoke about earlier about being conscious and listening to your body, I try to encourage athletes as much as they can to get out and I try runners to get out and do a run after their race. So if they're not doing a cool down or anything like that, at least the following day, whilst the body's a little bit sore, get out, do a run, see how things are feeling, what does hurt, what doesn't hurt, is there anything in the race that did hurt that still hurts, and obviously that consciousness, it can help to facilitate that. What it will also do, you're going to get blood flowing, you're going to increase range of movement. Naturally through active recovery these things can be restored, so you might actually recover quicker by doing a very light jog for 10-20 minutes a day after than you would from doing nothing and sitting on the couch all day.
Definitely. But obviously, like Shane said, you need to tune into your body and be conscious of what you're feeling. If you don't feel like going for a run because you are new to running, then feel free to go for a walk. It's just about getting that movement there, and honestly, the benefit, you'll feel so much better, especially if you have started to seize up. As soon as you get that blood flowing, you will increase mobility and things will start feeling a lot looser, and this could be all you need. We have a lot of issues, don't we? People come to us and they're not always sure whether they think they've injured themselves, but actually all they've done is they're experiencing delayed onset muscle soreness from the activity. They've stiffened up a little bit, and all they need is us to get that blood flowing again and restore some movement. Okay, but you can do these things yourself in the early days.
Absolutely, yeah. So Hannah said movement is paramount, really. So things following on from that, so you've been for your light jog, you've been walking around all day, your quads hurting, your hamstrings are hurting on one leg or both legs. What sort of things you can employ to help this go away? So one thing, obviously Hannah and I specialise in anyway, is sports massage and sports massage therapy. just receiving sports massage or deep tissue massage does help to promote blood flow, restore range of movement, and plenty of other benefits. Where it can kind of prevail over other things you may use is you can start to really hone in on any of these specific issues that you've kind of discovered out kind of the days following the event. So if I go to see Hannah after a race and I've got a specific ache or pain, she can address this before it turns into anything serious and kind of set me off for another week or two, which can end up being frustrating and then kind of have a knock-on effect down the line into another event that I'm leading into.
Yeah, it's much easier for us as therapists, once we are hands-on with you, watching how you move, if we need to do any sort of specific assessment, and when we're hands-on to the tissue, for us to feel if there are any, if there's any dysfunction within that muscle. And obviously, as we feel that and as we work through the muscle, we will then address that in the best possible way and give you little pointers moving away from the session. And obviously, like Shane just said, the quicker you get any issues addressed, the quicker you will be back training.
Absolutely. And during those sessions as well, often I walk around Hannah. If there is anything specific, she'll give me some exercise or some remedies that I can do at home to help. So what sort of things would you normally set me, Hannah?
So depending on what we find, I'd always sort of look at foam rolling. Foam rolling is a great tool, the trusty foam roller. This is also a great post-event for any of you guys. If you haven't already got one, then it's something that you should invest in if you plan on doing more or you're training regularly. Obviously, this is going to help you with a bit of self-myofascial release, which is a bit of self-massage, and it's a great tool. Get circulation going, improve that blood flow to the muscles, and help reduce any waste within the muscles and get everything working better. So I would definitely talk to you about foam rolling. I also promote stretching. I'm not a big advocate of static stretching. For me, it's all about active isolated stretching, which is a little bit more dynamic. So it is a combination of static and dynamic, but very controlled. The controlled nature of it allows you to hone into your body a little bit more and be a little bit more mindful about what's going on, how you're feeling, and you will actually get yourself a better stretch. So these are things I would say, and obviously if it was more specific to whatever was going on, we would address those specific areas with a range of different stretches.
Absolutely, and what Hannah touched upon, active isolated stretching, something if any of you who are watching who come to see me regularly, you'll know I prescribe this sort of exercise as well. Static stretching can be it seems a bit old-fashioned. If you're anything like me and have really poor flexibility, which doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, particularly as a runner, we find a lot of runners don't have great mobility. Static stretching can be quite tiring, it can be quite difficult, and it can often have the opposite effect to what you're trying to achieve in terms of reducing muscle tightness. So I think for muscles, particularly muscle fibres, particularly active isolated stretching, it allows you to achieve a stretch, go into an over stretch, get the work from it, and then go back out of that. And by repeating that process, a combination between kind of dynamic movement and static movement or static holds, I think it's a really useful tool to help kind of restore mobility in muscle tissue.
Yeah, definitely. That live feedback is great. As you repeat the reps, you can get a little bit more out of each one. It's fantastic, isn't it? So, moving on from that, obviously we've missed sleep. Sleep is also very important to recovery. If you might have lacked a decent sleep routine leading up to the race, whether that be nerves or excitement. So obviously it's important that post-race you do get back into a decent sleeping pattern and recover the body well. Anything else from you, Shane?
Absolutely, just to touch up on the sleep thing, a lot of people, particularly when you do bigger events like bigger city marathons, and a lot of you are staying in hotels, you're not staying in your normal bed, so you will kind of lose out on sleep the night before. First of all, don't panic. It's not a problem as long as you've had good sleep in the days leading into it, that's fine. But in terms of how that's going to have an effect afterwards, if you've had a poor night's sleep or not the best night's sleep the night before, again for any of the reasons I hadn't mentioned, and then you've gone and done quite a challenging event and your body really is under the cosh, it will have a knock-on effect on how well you recover as well.
Yeah, and you may have travelled to this event as well. A lot of events aren't on your doorstep, so you need to make sure that travelling takes it out of you at the best of times. So that, as well as an event, really is an important thing to think about, isn't it? Getting back, getting that sleep, getting that rest.
Absolutely, yeah. So other things you may use is things like compression can help for tight areas, calf guards, compression tights, again help blood flow.
Fantastic, aren't they? Especially after the more long distance events, they're brilliant. You know, get home, get yourself in the bath, get them on and sleep in them. You know, they're fantastic.
They are, and sports tape, I know Hannah's popped some tape on me before for specific areas that have just tightened up, that I've been able to kind of run through, or just helped me train through these through aches and pains.
Okay, so today we've obviously covered a few tips and tricks of how to recover well, optimal recovery post-race. Obviously you've had Shane's point of view as an athlete, you've had my point of view as a therapist and how we work with our clients currently. Basically get moving, listen to your body, bit of foam rolling, stretching, and then also contact us. Don't let a little niggle, don't let it sit there for weeks. You know, the sooner you get something addressed, the quicker you will recover. So once you've honed into the body and you're conscious of what's going on, don't be scared to get in touch with us. You know, we're here to help and we'll offer any advice. You know,
yeah, sports massage can be a fantastic thing, and it's becoming more recognised now as a therapy to help recovery. But elite sports people have been using it for decades. Even before there's been scientific based evidence, it's been used because it really does work. And again, if you go and see someone who's capable, when they're used to feeling people's tissues, they can feel for any aches or pains or any niggles, any kind of dysfunction that you've not picked up on yourself.
Okay, so is that everything today?
Yeah, that's about everything. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you've picked up a thing or two, and we can help you get back to training quicker after an event and help your body recover a bit quicker and a bit better than perhaps it has done before.
Okay, so this is Shane from Active Edge Sports Therapy. I'm Hannah from Restore Sports Therapy, and please feel free to get in touch with us.